How you going, brothers? And the occasional sister. I've been to the, my phone's going to fall down, no, it's still there. I've been to the grocery shop and had some terrible news. And I want to address this. Before I do, I want to show you where I am. This is Grossie Point. This is where I come to get away from the world. This is where I come to get close to the world. It's where I come to go fishing, go out my boat. I've only got a tinny now. I've sold my boat. Film the birds sometimes. Lately I've just been down here watching the eastern bar-tail goblet that came in from Alaska. I come down here to reflect, I come down here to think, come down here to make a video for you guys. So I've been into Mapua fruit and veg, buying there's things I can't grow in my garden. Well, I've actually got some watercress here what I do grow, but my watercress has all gone to seed, so I bought some. And talking to Gerard said, Clay, there's been 3 suicides in Mapua in the last 2 weeks. All men. All men under 50. I think maybe one might have been just over 50. Regardless of that, how devastating for their friends, their family, their loved ones, the world of pain they have left behind. They're gone. They can't suffer anymore, but they have left behind a world of pain. And don't I know what that feels like? I understand. I get it why you men out there sometimes feel like topping yourself. I've been there. 3.5 years ago when I had such bad agony with prostate cancer after the operation, and they fucked things up. Excuse my French, sorry about that. But I am angry because things that I was worried about happened, and when they said they were not likely to happen, I needed to have a blood transfusion. I asked if I could bank blood before I'd had the operation. They said, you won't need it. I bloody need it. I lost 1.5 litres. My hemoglobin went from 170 down to 64. I got an infection, that's where the pain came in. Ended back up in hospital. I had a hematoma. It was 1 litre size inside my gut where it ruptured. I woke up at the end of the bloody operation when they were closing, when I shouldn't have been screaming in pain, telling the surgeon and the anaesthetist to finish me off. So I had a lot of pain. And I'm not bitching about it, I'm not playing the victim, but I felt like topping myself just to escape the pain. So I get what that's like. Thank God I didn't. Yeah, I went through my head. Yeah, grabbed the 44 and put one up the spout and stopped the pain. It's not that I didn't want to live. I love life. I've got children I love. I've got people I love. But just anything to stop the pain. So I get why people would want to do that. I understand that. And I don't draw any difference between a physical pain and emotional pain or spiritual pain or mental pain. Pain is fucking pain. And it's not that people that take their lives, they don't want to stop living. They just want the pain to go away. Want to stop hurting. So I get that. But when it's a young man who's having relationship problems or financial problems or psychological problems related to whatever personal demons each bloke might be facing, all I can tell you is this, is today I'm sitting here in this truck 3.5 years later and I'm not in pain. And you're going, oh yeah, that's physical pain. It's no different. Physical pain can stop, mental pain can stop. Psychological pain can stop. Things happen. We human beings in the right environment, given the right environment, we heal. We heal up. So if you're in that place like these men were, you will heal. You just need to be in the right environment. You need to be in a place where you've got support, where you've got community around you, where you've got a place to be peaceful. Right now I'm looking after young Damo. Now Damo has terrible pain. Damo, he's open about it. He's a recovering alcoholic and drug user. He's been clean with me the entire time. He's had nothing, and already he's getting better. He's got nerve damage from accident in his, he was racing motorbikes when he was younger. He's got permanent nerve damage. It needs work. He struggles, but he's in a much better place because he's got an environment where he's got support. He doesn't need to work if he's hurting. I say to him, bro, if you can do your 10 hours this week, that's good. If you can't, don't worry about it. I got this. That's all he has to do is 10 hours of helping on the farm. And if he's having a bad week, I'm cool with that because I'm making a place where someone can heal and get well. And he's healing and getting well. The only criteria I have for men coming there is they've got to want to get well and they've got to want to take the steps. That means if they are a recovering alcoholic, there's no drinking, no smoking, there's no drugs, there's no shit food, and we deal with the rest. But there's not enough places like that for men. And so it's up to you guys in the community, and I know a lot of you guys watching the channel do this and look after other men, and fucking hats off to you, seriously, because it's not easy looking after people that are unwell, because it can be draining, because you're not getting a lot back. I get that, but it's something that it's up to us blokes that have the resources. It's important that we do it in one way or another. We help each other. And right now, just this news that 3 men in Mapua have taken their lives in the last 2 weeks. We have an epidemic of suicide, and it's men that are doing it mostly. The high percentage is men. Why is that? It's because the resources aren't there. This government said they were going to put $1 billion into mental health. What do we get for that? We got 5 hospital beds, and that's it. 2019, we had 685 suicides in New Zealand as of July, and the coroner, she said that there's probably that many again that would accidents, like road accidents and drownings and things, but she said were probably likely suicide. During the COVID time and lockdown and all that, suicides actually came down. I know, you think, nah, that was the time they went up. No, they didn't. If you look at the statistics, they actually came down, but now we're getting this thing happening. It can be any number of things. The trouble is that there's no net to catch men when they fall. And the whole system is so against us men. I'm not playing the victim here, but honestly, give you a scenario. Bruce, and Bruce doesn't mind me saying this. Bruce is a mate. I've talked about Bruce before, I think, on this channel. So, Bruce fell in love about 7 or 8 years ago. Lovely, lovely lady. She was a lovely lady. And they were together for just over 2 years, and she had 2 kids in tow. He pretty much had a little lifestyle block in that, and to cut a long story short, they're just together for just over 2 years, and she started sleeping with one of his mates and broke it off. Bruce was heartbroken. Oh well, he thought I'll get back on with life and carried on. And he's like me, had a little bit of land, still trying to build a house on it. I think he had about 5 or 6 acres, Bruce, and he was like working away there. And anyway, didn't think much of it. 6 months later, he gets a letter from the court saying that, or from a lawyer, and his ex, he was only with for like 2.5 years, she's taking half of everything that he owned. So now he's in a situation, he's my age, he can never earn that back again. This woman, who's now pegging one of his mates, I don't know who it was, she's now claiming that, and he's got to pay it out. Now those matrimonial rights, that goes both ways too, and women have been hard done by from men as well. But I find that a very unjust law that someone can do that. Now if you're a young man with a family, and your missus goes and like jumps into bed with your mate, and suddenly she takes the kids off you, and on top of that you've got to pay for her while she's getting banged by your mate, that would be enough to make a bloke want to just about top himself. I could understand that. And your whole life is spent still paying for her while she's got your kids, and you just want to be a father and can't be with them. And very much the law swings around in favour of the woman and you looking after her. And I see this time and time again. I see a lot of men in Australia struggling with it. I've talked with men in Australia. One bloke that I was talking to has since taken his life. All he wanted to do was just be a dad. That's all he wanted to do. And she played hardball, and she used the law, sat back at home eating chocolates, drinking wine, and getting serviced by one of his mates on his pay packet, and he didn't even hardly get to see the kids every second weekend, and eventually he just gave up. He was renting somewhere after losing his property. And I know the story, there's so many, and I get them written to people, write me emails, Clay, this is my story, and it's a fucking sad story, and it doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem just. As you can tell, I'm emotional about it because I've seen how the system has failed a lot of men, and young men too. They fall through the gaps. We lost our most precious young man, and this is the whole reason I started the Bro Check Club just over a year ago. Is one of the young guys that I was looking after who meant the world to me, and it just broke my heart, literally. My heart has not been the same since he took his own life, and there was just no net to catch him. Yeah, it's tragic. But hear me out before I finish up. I'm sitting here in front of you guys, my cap in my hand, and I'm pleading to any of you men that are at that place right now to understand that we do heal. Things do come right. I'm not in that same pain I was 3.5 years ago. Today I'm happy to be here, and thank God I didn't try and opt out. And you'll be the same. If you just hang in there, get yourself in an environment where you are really, really able to heal, to voice what's going on. You are going to have to be proactive at getting the right sort of help. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. Keep on pushing your barrow. Don't just sit at home like feeling sorry. I shouldn't use those words, because when you're depressed, yeah, it's not that simple. The last thing people want to do is reach out. And this is why the Bro Check Club was formed. So if you know a brother that's like that, you reach out to him. You reach out. Don't just shut him off. So many people shut me off when I got sick. And it's happened again recently. I've seen, since my latest battle with my health, a lot of people have disappeared off the face of my life, including my own partner. And I get that. It's no fun watching someone you love really, really unwell, and they might die, and it can be painful. But that's not the way to behave. When the tough gets going, you want to gather around people you love. You don't want to turn your back on them. So it's important for us men, when we see one of our brothers who seems to be just singled out and lonely or just acting different, reach out to him. Check on that brother. Check on that brother. And check on yourself if you don't feel like checking on that brother. Why don't I want to help this brother? It's because you're too depleted yourself. What could it be? We should care about each other. We can make a difference. You can make a difference. It starts, first of all, with yourself. It starts with making sure you're well, being proactive. So if you find out you've got a problem with your teeth, you go to the dentist, and the dentist says to you, okay, we need to take that rotten tooth out. You get that taken out, and the dentist says, look, your dental hygiene's not that good. You're going to have to start brushing your teeth more. So you then start getting the oral hygiene stuff going, and you look after your teeth. You have to take care of your teeth. If you don't do anything, they're going to get more rotten. They're going to come out. You go to the doctor says you've got heart disease. You've got to change your diet. You've got to eliminate everything that you should not be eating if you've got heart disease. Or the doctor says you've got diabetes. You've got to change your diet. If you've got diabetes type 2, you've got to eliminate your sugar, your processed food, your processed carbohydrate. If you're overweight, you've got to care about yourself just the same way as you'd care about your best mate. If you've got a best mate that's morbidly obese or overweight, and you love this guy, what are you going to say to him? Hey, brother, you need to cut back. You need to cut back a lot. Let's do a diet together. You want to help him out. Treat yourself like you treat a friend. Treat yourself like your best friend. If you've got a weight problem, get on top of it. Straight away, eliminate all the things that you know that are going to cause. First of all, eliminate 1 meal a day. Just eat twice a day, and make sure that you're eating a high volume of vegetables and a tiny little bit of protein, as much as fits in your palm of your hand. That's all you need. Protein is the palm of your hand, is not extending the fingers. It's that much. And the rest is vegetables, fruit, and there's your meat there, or your fish there, or your cheese there. That's all your protein for the day. You've got to have your nutritional food, your greens, your leafy greens, your legumes, your beans, your onions, your garlic, your ginger, all the colourful vegetables and fruits that are going to give you that high nutrition if you're overweight. That's just an example. I mean, anything that's going wrong in your life, you've got to be proactive at fixing it up, because no one else is going to. Kick yourself up the bum. I regularly kick myself up the bum. I wished I'd kicked myself up the bum more when I was younger, but hey, you can't tell yourself when you're young, can you? I mean, you know everything when you're young. You're a bloody know-it-all. Oh, yeah, no, I'll be right. I'll be sweet. I'll be okay. Yeah, I'll be good. Yeah, right. It all catches up on you, believe me. Anyway, the Bro Check Club is not about pointing the finger. It's not about judgment. It's about helping you to help yourself, but also to help a brother that's struggling. I know it's a lot harder to do than me just sitting here rattling off, and I guess I'm just feeling the sadness for these people in Mapua and my community that have now lost these 3 men, and knowing that it could have been saved if somebody had been able to reach out to them more. None of us get it right all the time. None of us are going to be perfect. There's not one among us that is, but we can at least try and fight the good battle when we're in a bad place and search for a way out rather than that, because everything passes in time. One sure thing about a crisis is eventually it ends. We come out of it. Okay, brothers, this has been the Bro Check Club. Check on a brother. Check on yourself. It's been a while since I made a video. Thought I'd better smash one out. Just me yakking in the car. If you still made it to the end, well done. Smash the like button so I know I got this one right. And go steady out there. Go steady. I'm going to go home and do some more weeding in my garden. Today I'm mulching and weeding, taking all the weeds out and putting mulch in so the weeds don't come back. The truck could actually do with a good clean. Jeez, it's a bit dirty. Oh well, we won't sweat it. So the boat that I had is out there on the mooring, and old Bill bought it. There it goes. And he's done quite well with it too. He's been changing things around. Like, that's my tinny just there in front of us. As soon as this weather sorts us out, I'll go out in the boat and see if we can catch some snapper. Anyway, man, an occasional woman joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this one, and it's been able to make in some way a change that might help somebody in some fashion. See you later.